live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, day one, I assume, is on the books. Got my phone here with me just in case something happens. So, might be doing some multitasking if things light up. But, look, day one of free agency didn't go how, it wasn't the high paced. I mean, in general, it's kind of slower than I thought. Had these moments where it kind of picked up here and there for the most part, but obviously for the Lakers, because why we're all here, it's what we all care about. Obviously for the Lakers was very slow, right? Lakers only made one move, and that was Jake. Why am I blanking on his name? Jake LaRava. There we go. Jake LaRava. Knew it'd come to me. Took a second, but yeah, Lakers signed Jake LaRava, and look, I like him. I think he is an excellent young player. I think he'll be very solid in the rotation off the bench. I think he's a guy that has plenty of upside. Finished very strong for Sacramento to finish the season. If I'm not mistaken, he was averaging like 18 a game as that ended. But, again, Lakers need a center. And all the centers that the Lakers needed to get all got signed except for one, right? DeAndre Ayton. So a couple things about Ayton real quick, and then I'll dive into some other things. And then, of course, I'll get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions, all that stuff. So send your super chats, do all that stuff. Also make sure to like the video. But I think the Lakers know DeAndre Ayton's coming, right? And I think they know, again, this is just my thoughts. I could be totally wrong. I think they know DeAndre Ayton's coming, and I think they know that they can sign him for $8 million. Why do you believe that, Tyler? Well, let me tell you. I believe that because Lakers used $5 million or $6 million or whatever. Yeah, $6 and some change to sign LaRavia, right? Which takes away some of your full mid-level exception. So, unless you know that DeAndre Ayton is coming, and unless you know how much he's willing to sign for, right? My guess, 2 years, $16 million with a player option. It's probably my guess. Unless you know he is coming, there is zero shot you are signing a player with any of that money. It'd be foolish, right? Like, if LaRavia wants to come, you wait on that, and you do it after you get Ayton or after you know Ayton is coming, right? It's just the decision that the Lakers made. If the Lakers didn't do anything, I would probably feel like, I don't know. I think Ayton's probably going, but Lakers' actions told me personally, again, I could be completely wrong, but Lakers' actions told me DeAndre Ayton is coming to the Lakers, right? That's what I think. Because again, and I think that they know how much they're going to get him for. But right now, it's essentially Ayton or bust, right? It's literally what it is. It is essentially Ayton or bust. Because again, all the other free agents went elsewhere. Now, to be fair, they all got paid more than the Lakers should have paid him, right? Brook Lopez, I think, got $9 million a year, right? Clint Capella got $8 million a year, right? Lakers I don't think that they were ever going to pay those guys that much. And as soon as Ayton became available, I think everything changed. I think everyone knows that they're going. I mean, B. Haynes, right? He says that it's happening, right? Like all but essentially guaranteed that it's happening. He keeps dropping little hints that like, hey, it's most likely whatnot, right? Obviously, nothing is done until it's done. Now, if the Lakers do land Ayton, right, I'll feel a lot more confident. If you told me this offseason, Lakers land LaRavia, DeAndre Ayton, Al Horford could still be an option as a backup. I wouldn't hate Al Horford as a backup. I don't like him as your starter, but as a backup, I wouldn't hate that. It's kind of like who else is left. But if you could do something like that, DeAnthony Melton, who they're supposedly targeting. And then can you get like an Amani Bates or one of these young athletic wings that are now available that, Jabari Walker is another one. Can you get one of those guys to kind of bring in for the potential upside? If you told me Lakers did that, perfect. Great offseason. You still have your assets. Let's use those assets to go and solve, especially if you have your center position locked up. Let's use your assets to go and solve some of the perimeter, right? I'd like to kind of upgrade in the perimeter, get some better two-way guys, get some, can you get a vet or two, right? Supposedly the Lakers want to preserve cap space till 2027. Okay, well, Andrew Wiggins lines up perfect, right? You'd have him this year and next year would be a perfect kind of acquisition and lineup, just things like that. If the Lakers end up, again, patience is everything. I know it's hard. I know it's frustrating. I know us as a fan base, we're not super patient when it comes to the Lakers. But if the Lakers by Wednesday, right, because Ayton will be eligible to sign on Wednesday. If by Wednesday, all of a sudden we get Ayton, and then next thing you know, DeAnthony Melton and so on and so forth, and you start getting, 3-4 guys, then I think the Lakers will be in good shape. Especially if they have their assets and everything like that to go make some trades, go make some moves, whether it's in the offseason or if you do it at the trade deadline, right? Especially if you get a handful of guys. Problem is that the Lakers miss out on Ayton. If they miss out on Ayton, because, there's teams, the Bucks, right? The Warriors, could they maybe work something out? Problem is that they miss out on Ayton. The Lakers are, I don't know what you do at that point, right? At that point, you might as well just go sign a Jericho Sims and, because at least he's a lob threat, athletic, big, throw a bunch of money at, Al Horford for a year and then hope, something happens, right? Trade LeBron at that point, right? I mean, that's probably what you're going to have to do. Losing Dorian Finney-Smith really sucked because we didn't get anything out of it, right? If the Lakers would have done the sign and trade and ended up with Cam Whitmore and Jock Lindell, then perfect. I think it would have been great, right? I think that would have been fantastic, but that didn't happen. So it's it's frustrating when the Lakers didn't do anything. But again, how do the Lakers respond? Yes, the Lakers lost, Dorian Finney-Smith for nothing. That sucks. But that also freed up the biannual and the full mid-level. Okay, well, if the Lakers, again, if they end up signing DeAndre Ayton, and you're essentially, which as much as I love Dorian Finney-Smith, and I really wanted to keep Dorian Finney-Smith, one, there's questions about signing him for 4 years long-term. Two, Ayton is a bigger priority, right? So, if you told me who would you rather have, DeAndre Ayton or Dorian Finney-Smith, pick one, it would have to be Ayton, right? Because, again, he's just the biggest priority. Again, I'd like to have both, but then the Lakers would have, because you have your starting center, which, don't get me wrong, Ayton is a risk, but you'd have your starting center, and then now you could go use your assets to go get and kind of replace Dorian Finney-Smith. Plus, if you get a DeAnthony Melton and a couple other things, all of a sudden you might be able to kind of offset the loss. To me, it's just what's the end result, right? It's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? You're down 10 right now at the end of the first quarter, right? How do you respond in the second quarter? Right? How do you respond in the third quarter? How do you respond in the fourth quarter? Right? I don't expect everything to get done in day one. I even talked about that in videos, right? I don't expect everything to get done in day one. Things take time. DeAndre Ayton, yes, it would have been nice to get confirmation, that like Jordan Clarkson, we got confirmation that hey, he as soon as he clears waivers, he's signing with the Knicks, right? I would love if that happened for DeAndre Ayton. And look, maybe it'll still happen, kind of keeping our eyes on the phone and stuff like that. But in general, right, this wasn't great, but I don't think it's panic mode yet, right? The key guys, most guys went back to their own teams. So I don't look at that. I know, because I'll see Lakers, lost or missed out on, Gary Trent Jr. It's they didn't miss out on Gary Trent Jr. It's not like he signed with another team, right? Lakers missed out on Clint Capella, right? Because he went and signed with the team that wasn't the Lakers. But, some of these other guys, right, like a Day'Ron Sharpe. I would have loved to have Day'Ron Sharpe. But Lakers didn't miss out on him. Lakers didn't, they didn't lose Day'Ron Sharpe because he never left the team he was on, right? Things like that, I think it depends on the circumstance, right? If a guy leaves one team and goes to another team, and you're trying to get him, then yeah, you lost him. Like Dorian Finney-Smith, you lost Dorian Finney-Smith, right? Like, um, you know, uh, Clint Capella, right? Like I mentioned, him going not to the Lakers, going to another team. Like that, I feel like you missed out on him, right? I think there's certain context with that matters. But just in general, I want to get into the super chat because there's a lot of you in the stream today, which I appreciate you all handing out. And I want to get to as many questions and comments as I can. So I'll jump into the super chat questions. I'll jump into the regular chat questions. We'll dive into all of that stuff. Also, real quick, I just want to let everyone know. I turned on finally the community tab where like everybody can post, right? Like YouTube created that, like where it's like Facebook now or whatever. So feel free to post in that community, in the community tabs and stuff. I'll keep posting my stuff in the community tabs, but now it's open to the public. I turned it on all the channels. So any of the channels that you're subscribed to, it's on. And then, basically all I want to say, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're here. And then let's get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions. You people are beautiful. Kobe, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If we are going to hard cap ourselves at the first apron, we should just trade LeBron now and start the rebuild. This feels like a wasted year again. I think it depends on how the roster shapes up, right? Like if the Lakers, because look at it like this. If the Lakers get, say, DeAndre Ayton, right? Go and land, DeAnthony Melton. You already have Jake LaRavia. You go maybe take a flyer, like I said, on Amani Bates or somebody like that. And then can you get another like veteran? Can you get like a Malcolm Brogdon, right? So you're bringing in, and like an Al Horford or something, right? So you basically solve your center position. You solve your bench depth issues. You solve your perimeter issues, all of that. And then if the Lakers go and trade for like an Andrew Wiggins, like I think the Lakers have a real chance. I mean, you're talking Luka, who's going to be in shape, motivated, hungry. Austin Reeves, we'll see what he does in year 2. Then you'll have, like, just using Andrew Wiggins as an example. It could be somebody else, but like, let's just say an Andrew Wiggins, right? LeBron James, and then DeAndre Ayton. Like, that's a really good starting 5. And then you still have a bunch of bench depth. You still have a bunch of bench pieces. You still have all this other stuff. Like, that's a really good position for the Lakers to be in, right? And, look, Houston, absolutely loaded, right? But what's their biggest problem last year? It wasn't their depth. It wasn't their lack of athleticism. It wasn't their defense. It wasn't their interior size. It was they can't score the basketball. Yes, Kevin Durant helps a ton with that. But is Kevin Durant by himself going to be able to beat some of these top teams? I don't know. Right? Because like Houston still has, like, Clint Capella isn't solving the scoring issue. Dorian Finney-Smith isn't solving the scoring issue. Like Kevin Durant's going to help a ton, right? Like these teams are like, yes, it sucks to look at these teams and you're like, man, they're getting better and Lakers haven't done anything. But again, it's not like Houston got Giannis and KD and it's like, wow, like, yeah, nobody's beating. Like, no, it's, they got excellent moves, excellent depth. They're going to be tough. Like, I'm not saying that they're not contenders. I'm not saying anything like that, but they still have questions about like their scoring, right? Is Kevin Durant going to be able to do enough? If he has a bad night, are they still going to be able to put up 115 points? Right? I don't know if they can. Right? Maybe, right? Guys start get, Jabari Smith takes a step and, but there's still, you got to see that first. Denver, I think Denver's the one that I really am like, uh-oh. And like, seriously, I know that they traded Michael Porter Jr., but Denver, they got Cam Johnson, who I think will be a better just kind of natural fit, and they were able to get Bruce Brown back, which was huge for them last go around. I don't like, depending on what the Lakers do, I think you can win with LeBron and Luka, right? I just think that the Lakers have to round out the depth, round out their starting unit, and then I think they're back in business. But there is an argument, honestly, for being honest, there's an argument to be made of just talking to LeBron and just being like, where do you want to go? Right? Like, and look, I love LeBron. I would love to keep LeBron. I want to see badly a full season of a healthy LeBron and a rejuvenated, motivated Luka. I want to see what that looks like. Right? But there is an argument to be made because Lakers are trying to kind of position themselves for the future. Do you go and get, instead of getting an Ayton? Do you go and make a trade with Cleveland and go get Jared Allen and, Darius Garland and flip Darius Garland to places, right? Like, or, Houston, like, can you maybe send him to Houston or Dallas, right? Like, I don't know. I think it just depends, right? Can you send him to Dallas and get like Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, Max? Can you get Max Christie back? I would demand Max Christie back. I've seen a lot of like, oh, Jaden Hardy. No, I want Max Christie back. I'm giving you LeBron James, right? Like, I don't care about picks. I don't care about anything else. Give me Gafford, PJ Washington, Max Christie, and then boom, there you go, right? And there's also an argument to be made too. Keep in mind, which I'll dive into this stuff more. I have like videos that I want to make. So look forward to these videos because I do have a video about this conversation. But there is an argument to be made. One, get the LeBron Band-Aid off already. And two, right, now you get to see what Luka and Austin Reeves look like as a duo, right? Because the concern is Austin Reeves is about to be due a new contract. Is Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, are those your duos for the foreseeable future? If they are, then this would be a great time to find out before you go pay Austin Reeves $40 million a year, right? Like, if by the trade deadline you're a play-in team because it just isn't good enough, well then maybe you trade Austin Reeves by the trade deadline. So I don't know. I want to see. It depends on what the Lakers do, but there's definitely an argument. But thank you again, Snakes. Coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Dorian Finney-Smith on a 4-year deal is risky. Yeah, which is why, like, I'm not like mad about the Lakers letting Dorian Finney-Smith go. It sucks, right? Like, because look, Dorian Finney-Smith was very good for the Lakers. Very good. But you signed him a 4-year deal. Now he's 36, 37, making $13 million. Yeah, it doesn't break the bank, but that could be the difference between you winning or not, right? Like, I'm okay with them losing him as long as they actually make it worth it, right? Like, again, if they get Ayton and D'Anthony Melton and all, and 3 or 4 players because they were able to free up all their exceptions, then yes, right? Like, it was worth it. But if they miss, all of a sudden it's like our starting center is Al Horford, like, like that's now it's like, and you lost Dorian Finney-Smith, like, it just, the Dorian Finney-Smith loss has the potential to be salt on the wound, right? Like, depending on how this free agency goes, could open the wound. And then we go, oh yeah, and by the way, here's a little salt on the wound. Dorian Finney-Smith ended up leaving for nothing, right? It's like you couldn't have gotten the sign and trade done, but appreciate you. Thank you so much. Dark coming out $10 super chat. Thank you so much. And first 10 towards the goal. But Lakers hasn't won in free agency since 2018. Braun signing in 2019, 80 Trey not counting, and 2021 Russ. Yeah, Lakers haven't made a off-season trade since Patrick Beverley, right? And that was in what, 2022, right? So you're Lakers free agency and stuff hasn't been a big thing. But here's the thing, like hasn't won free agency. Lakers weren't going to win free agency. Like, there weren't these like premier free, like the best center available is still available and supposedly is going to the Lakers, right? We'll see. Nothing's done until it's done, right? But Lakers could still win free agency as far as like free agency signings. Again, if they go land, DeAndre Ayton, bring in a, Al Horford, sign a D'Anthony Melton and a Malcolm Brogdon, right? Like, that's pretty good. Sounds like a pretty good win to me, right? And then you still have all your assets and everything else, all the expiring contracts, everything to now go make a move, or, whether it's in the offseason or at the trade deadline, regardless. Like, this is a pretty good position for the Lakers to be in, regardless. So, I just think it depends. It's day one, right? Like, again, like, I know we're very impatient. Myself can be too at times. I preach patience though, right? Like, let's wait and see what happens, right? We all want to like line up, grab our pitchforks, grab our torches, hunt down the Yoga, but like, let's see. Like, tomorrow, all of a sudden, Lakers sign 2 or 3 guys, and we're like, oh, things are really shaping up, right? But thank you, appreciate you, Dark. Topic coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Why are we acting like Ayton is not available? Exactly. I is small. We need a 6'11" center. Yeah. So like Al Horford. Oh, Al H. I thought maybe it was a misspell, but now I get it. Al Horford is small. We need a 6'11" center or taller. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm fine. Like, could you go trade for, Nick Richards? Sixers have made Andre Drummond available. I wouldn't hate Drummond on a backup. He's making $5 million, right? Go get one of these guys that you can just kind of swap, right? Maybe get another piece in the deal, maybe get another piece in the trade. But I look at the potential of Ayton because he's still there. Again, our best free agent signing, regardless, right? Our best free agent. There was not a better free agent that we could potentially sign, but Ayton, right? Realistically, and again, this free agency isn't great. He's still available, right? Like if we get news tomorrow, he signs with Milwaukee, then yeah, we have some problems, right? Like, and we'll probably have a very different live stream tomorrow. But I mean, you're spot on. Like Ayton is still available, right? He's still out there, supposedly, right? He's coming, right? Like, Chris Haynes says that he's coming, right? Like that. He had a whole speech about it and he didn't flat out was like, oh, they're signing him. Like I said, and again, I could be wrong. I believe the Lakers know he's coming. And the biggest reason why I believe that they know he's coming is because they already used some of their mid-level exception. You do not use your mid-level exception unless you know he's coming and you know how much he wants, right? Like if he wants the full mid-level, you're not going to use half of your mid-level because now you can't sign him, right? So I believe, and again, I could be completely wrong. This is just my thoughts based on what the Lakers did today. And what the Lakers did today, I believe, shows that the Lakers already know. They already know. Remember, Luka's agent is the same agent as DeAndre Ayton. So things like that to kind of keep in mind. Amazing. Coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Free agent. Ayton, Lavara, Melton, trade Shake, Goodwin, Gabe, Maxey, 31 first for Wiggins, trade Rui for Io Akaro. I would love something like that. Maybe trade K4 for Richards. Yes, if you could get Ayton, if you gave me, Jake, Ayton, Melton, yes, free agencies, Shake, Goodwin. Problem is, I don't think that you have to fill out a roster too. So you got to make sure you have enough. And Lakers would be hard kept at the first apron. So you got to keep in mind that we got to be able to fill out a roster because you're bringing in 2, potentially 3, but that's just an even swap. 3, 4, 5 guys, 6 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Yeah. So 5 guys. And you're sending out or counting free agency. So 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah. Cause you have Ayton, Akaro, Wiggins, Ayton, Akaro, Wiggins, Io. There we go. Jake, and then Melton. That'd be 6, and you're sending out 2, 4, 5 guys. So yeah, okay. So you're fine there. But I don't think Miami would do Gabe, Maxey, because supposedly, again, this is just we don't know until we get there, but supposedly the Miami Heat want Rui in the deal. So you'd have to send Rui. Could you maybe turn Maxi Kleba into Io? I really want to. I've been a big Io guy for years. I want Io badly. And they just committed to, who was it, Trey Jones? So supposedly they're going to move off of Io. If that's true, you go get Io. I'd love to get a Caro if you can. I don't know. I don't know if they'll get off of him. If you can get, if you told me you came up with Ayton, Lavaria, Melton, Wiggins, and Io, and then whoever the backup center is, hopefully it's a good one. I think that's a huge win for the offseason, personally. Melvin coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. It's time to get rid of Rob Pelinka. How many more summers of missed opportunities does this franchise have to go through? Thing is, though, there hasn't been any missed opportunities yet, right? Again, Ayton is still there. DeAnthony Melton is still there, right? Who's the missed opportunity? Brook Lopez got $9 million a year. You really want to pay Brook Lopez $9 million a year? I don't, right? Clint Capella got $8 million a year, but as soon as we got Ayton, it was he's probably like, I might as well go to the team that I want to go to. All right. And Houston is better built right now. And he probably get more minutes because Lakers probably run some more small. Again, I'm not hey, if you can get somebody better, but who's better on the market right now? I know I've seen people say like Saiu Ujiri. What has that guy done outside of like take a gamble and hit? And the only reason he hit was because Warriors' entire roster fell apart. Right? And Kawhi Leonard was arguably like a top 3 player in the league at that time. It was a gamble that hit. But outside of that, team's been poverty, right? Bob Meyer would be great, but he kind of stumbled into that stuff, right? Like, it's just, again, like Lakers haven't missed out on any opportunities yet. As soon as Ayton became available, that was the priority. All the other centers and everything like that, those were all secondary, right? And they all got bags. Lakers as soon as they pay Ayton, they can't give any of those guys. I'd rather have Ayton than Clint Capella. I'd rather have Ayton than Brook Lopez. I'd rather have Ayton than, Day'Ron Sharpe, as much as I love Day'Ron Sharpe. And half the guys ended up signing with their new teams. Like, what did the Lakers actually miss out on? Right? Like, they didn't miss out on anybody. They lost Dorian Finney-Smith. That one hurt, right? But also, are you able to get the guys that you're going to be able to get if you kept Dorian Finney-Smith? No. So, depending on how the Lakers shape up, like, I wouldn't say the Lakers missed opportunities yet because they didn't. They didn't miss not yet. Now, again, if Ayton goes and signs with like Milwaukee tomorrow or something like that, now we're talking missed opportunities. Now we're talking like, we're in some real trouble here, right? But I just think let's not jump the gun, right? Let's not get too, I understand the frustration. I get it. We all wanted the Lakers as soon as that clock hit. It was like, here's Ayton, here's Capella, here's Melton, here's everybody. Boom, we're done. Right? Like, but that's just unrealistic, right? Everything takes time. We got to be patient with it. And let's see what the end result is, right? I said the same thing in the offseason. Like, let's see what the end result is, right? And then all of a sudden we had Luka and everyone was like, oh my God. Like again, I can't judge somebody until it's finalized, until it's finished. This is also the first year. This is something else you got to keep in mind. It's also the very first year that Rob Pelinka doesn't have to answer to anybody. This is the first year that Rob Pelinka is the president of basketball operations. So this is the first year that he actually gets to do the decision making. Now you might be asking, Tyler, he's always been the president of basketball operations. No. He just got promoted to that this offseason. He was the vice president of basketball operations, which means he had to answer to Jeannie Buss, Kurt and Linda Rambis, and whoever else she listened to and was advised by. So again, let's wait and see for the end result. I can't be like Rob Pelinka's trash, worst GM in the league, guy is terrible. And then all of a sudden we look up and it's like, oh, we got DeAndre Ayton. They just traded for Andrew Wiggins. We just got DeAnthony Melton and Malcolm Brogdon. Oh, Lakers just ended up, trading for some random guy we're not even thinking about, right? Like, I want to wait for the end result. Once we get through the offseason, and if like the team is essentially the same, then yeah, like we'll have that conversation without a doubt. But again, I don't want to be too hasty in judging this offseason after, 7 hours, or 6 hours. I don't even think it's been that long. But thank you. Zion coming out $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's been pretty disappointing so far. I don't have full faith in Pelinka. However, I do believe that he understands what this team needs. He drafted Thero and now signing Laravia. There we go. I was reading the guys. There you go. Laravia. Thank you. Reassures me. Yes, I believe Rob. Look, it's very clear what Rob's trying to do right now. He's trying to get younger and he's trying to get versatile athletic wings, right? He's trying to get younger for Luka. So you have because again, look at all the teams that advanced far. It was all young, athletic, versatile teams. I think Rob Pelinka looked at that and goes, we need to get younger. We need to get more athletic. We need to get more versatile, right? And, Laravia, look, he's athletic. He's not like a hyper athlete, but he's athletic. He had a good shuttle. He had good lane agility. He is a B+ defender by like every metric. So good defender, right? Let's see what he can become. And let's see what, Rob Pelinka does. Again, I like I mentioned earlier, I can't judge somebody on what they may or may not do, right? I can only judge somebody based on what the final result is. You know, like if I hire you for a job and I'm like, ah man, you know, like I know you're gonna be trash. That's not fair to you, right? Like don't you want to wait and see what the end result is before you call my work trash? You know, like no, like if you're a painter and I walk up to you and man, you must be you're probably the worst painter ever. Like you haven't even seen any of my paintings, right? Like can you see some of my work first? Right? Like let's let him work, right? This, like I said, this is the first year he'll actually be head in charge. See what he does before, you know, I'm ready to grab the pitchfork and the torch like everyone else if he fails. But again, tomorrow, all of a sudden we get the Ayton announcement and all this crazy stuff happens. You know, you don't want to jump the gun because more often than not, you end up with egg on your face, right? Said the same thing last year, right? In the trade deadline, everyone, oh, he's not going to do anything, not do anything. I was like, let's just wait, let's be patient. All of a sudden, you get Luka Doncic, and it's like, oh, there you go, right? And it's just patience. Hassam, I hope I said that correctly. Coming out to $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Haynes, sitting on information, been edgy since start of free agency started and hinted something happening tomorrow apart from Ayton Lakers. So 100%, you are spot on. So he had an interview earlier today, right? It was like right at the start of free agency. And the guy essentially said Ayton is going to the Lakers. On top of that, he was talking about some other stuff, but it was like he was tiptoeing. You're 100%. Again, go watch those interviews. Like he's literally, I wish I could play him for you, but I don't want to get copyright strike. Like he's literally tiptoeing around stuff. And they like ask him like, oh, so Ayton's going to the Lakers? And he's like, well, you know, I can't, you know, like, you know, and the guy was like, oh, okay, so he's going to Lakers, right? And then I think he even asked about somebody. He was like, oh, what about this guy? And he was like, well, let's just say that guy's not coming. And he's like, okay, great. So Ayton to the Lakers, right? Like, so, I mean, you are 100%. Chris Haynes has been all day just like tiptoeing around all these questions and stuff. And you're on edge is a great word for what he's been. Great word for what he's been today. I'm serious. If you are kind of like, oh yeah, the Laker fan talk, go watch his interviews when they're asking him questions about the Lakers. He had one on the free agency show, and he point blank basically. Point blank is probably the wrong word because he didn't say like, oh no, he's going to Lakers, but he basically said that Ayton is going to Lakers. And again, I stand by. I don't know this. I'm just a fan, not some insider or anything. Let's be clear. But my opinion, the Lakers already know he's coming and they already know how much they're going to have to pay him. Tyler, why do you think that? Because there is zero shot, and I mean zero shot, that the Lakers signed Jake LaRavia to, you know, a $6 million deal as part of the full mid-level exception unless they know how much Ayton wants. That would be the dumbest move ever because now if he's only taking the full mid-level, you just lost him. So there is no way that the Lakers do that move and we get that announcement about Jake LaRavia unless the Lakers know DeAndre Ayton is coming to them. And we can sign him. I think it'll be 2 years, $16 million with the player option for year 2. That's my guess, right? And the other kind of like caveat to this too is we got confirmation. Originally, they thought that they were paying Ayton like $30 million or $20 million. That he was going to take a $15 million discount and then sign for the full mid-level exception. And then that was going to be his way to make up the money. No. He signed for took $25.5 million. So that $5 million difference is what the Lakers just gave to Jake LaRavia. So again, maybe it's coincidence. Let's put our tinfoil hat on for a moment. Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe you're right. But all the reports, all the information are all saying that, right? Like, it's a little strange, right? One coincidence, it's like, okay. Two, it's like, once you start getting to like 3, 4, 5 coincidences, it's kind of like, okay. But anyway, let's get into the regular chat. Thank you everyone so much that sent in some super chats. Let's get into the regular chat until some more super chats come in. I will try to go through as many as I can of the regular chat. Obviously, super chats take priority. And there's a ton of you in the stream, which I appreciate y'all. Real quick, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. You people are beautiful. All right, man. It's either Ayton or bust right now. 1,000%. 1,000%. Right? Like everybody else is gone. Maybe an Al Horford, but not as a starter, as a backup, sure. Right. So but personally, I believe that Ayton is coming to Lakers. Now, as far as Brook Lopez and Clint Capella coming off the board, look, they got paid. Right? Lakers wouldn't have been able to pay either of them that amount. And Brook Lopez, I wouldn't have paid him that amount. He got $9 million a year. Not paying him $9 million a year. If they don't get Ayton, we're in trouble. 1,000%. 1,000%. Fire Rob, I'm done. Bro is really going to tank for 2 years because he wants cap space 20%. So the report's not saying that he's gonna just like stand pat and save all the cap space, right? Like what he wants to do is sign like 2-year deals. He wants to sign 2-year deals because they want to get another, because LeBron's probably leaving that year, right? I've said for a while now that I think LeBron plays 2 more years, right? That he's going to play this year and then he'll play next year. And the reason he'll play next year is because his son is coming to the league, his other son, Bryce. And I don't think he's going to retire before his son when he only has 1 more year, right? Like, so he's probably playing for 2 more years. That would take you to 2027. His money falls off the books, and then you have a bunch of other money fall off the books. Lakers still want to contend. They just don't want to take on long-term money. So the Dorian Finney-Smith thing, they didn't want to pay him for 4 years. They would have paid him 2 if he wanted 2 years, right? 2 years, $30 million, no problem. Here you go. Here's your money, right? But Dorian Finney-Smith wanted the years. So they didn't want to give him the years, so they let him walk. Right. So any moves like Ayton, they sign Ayton. That's why I'm saying they're going to sign him to 2 years, a 2-year deal. They'll probably give him a player option for that second year. So that way he at least guarantees $8 million, which you do. You're fine. If it doesn't work, you're probably screwed regardless. So yeah, you're kind of betting on it working. Right. So you do that and then he falls off the books and then you can get somebody, or you can re-sign him to a new deal and then go get somebody, whatever. Right. So Lakers want to have clean books in 2 years. So like think of guys like Andrew Wiggins, right? Andrew Wiggins has 2 years left on his deal, right? There are several players that have, 2 years on their deal, or they'll have, maybe 2-3 years, but like a team option for year 3. Right? Also, you got to keep in mind, Lakers don't have a ton of assets. So it's not like they're going to go and trade for Giannis or something like that. Anybody that they trade for are all probably going to be kind of role guys so they're going to be looking for role guys on multi-years. So like Lakers are still going to try to go for it. They just want to have the flexibility for 2027. The Rockets are looking real nasty. I agree. Rockets are deep. They're talented. They're tough. However, their biggest issue is still an issue, which is scoring, right? Like outside of Kevin Durant, they still have nobody that can score, right? Again, that doesn't mean that Amen Thompson can't take leaps. That doesn't mean Şengün won't take another leap. That doesn't mean that Jabari Smith Jr. But like if we take the team last year and look at what they did this year, Kevin Durant absolutely helps them tenfold. But is Kevin Durant enough scoring by himself to take that team over the top? Sure, right? Like if Kevin Durant was on the Rockets this year, right? Do they go to the NBA Finals? I don't think so. Like they beat the Warriors, right? Because that series was too close. I think they beat the Warriors for sure. But then they're losing to Minnesota. And then even if they beat Minnesota, they're losing to OKC. So I still don't think Kevin Durant puts them over the top. Okay, well, Dorian Finney-Smith and, Clint Capella. Again, those guys don't solve your scoring issue. So, like, Houston's biggest issue is still an issue. Again, I don't want to take away from Houston. They're tough. They are deep. They are talented. They could easily be hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of the year. However, people are looking at the names and they're like, man, that team's going to be insane. Best team in basketball. It's them and OKC, right? I'm not too sure, right? Like, again, what does Kevin Durant look like? If Kevin Durant goes down, Kevin Durant struggles, right? If he has like a bad night, are they still going to be able to put up, 100 or 215 points? I don't know. Rob sitting at his desk, not realizing the free agency started. I know, right? He's taking a nap. We could have easily gotten De'Anthony Melton today, too. I don't know what Rob is doing, but he's really playing with his job. So here's the thing. It depends on, one, what does De'Anthony Melton want? And two, Lakers have to, it's not only like, it's not as simple as like, hey, Lakers have the taxpayer, they have this, they have that, right? It's how do you structure it, right? And that even goes for like the moves that get done. They might already have a spit in a handshake deal with De'Anthony Melton, right? We don't know that. Just because it hasn't been made public doesn't mean that they don't know it's coming. Like Ayton hasn't been made public yet. But I mean, again, Chris Haynes was on national television essentially screaming that he's going to the Lakers, right? Again, it's not done until it's done. But Lakers are going to sign LaRavia, Ayton, Milton, and everybody else. They might make a trade or two, and depending on how everything shapes up, because they're going to be hard kept to the first apron, you might have to, okay, so we're going to sign these two guys. We're going to use these guys now instead of on the vet minimum. We're going to split the taxpayer, and then we're going to pay that. Like, again, structure on how you sign guys and where you put guys, very different, right? Very different. So just keep that in mind, right? Like, Lakers are going to do and sign things, but you might end up seeing some structures. Melvin, come on, the $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on signing Bol Bol as a backup center? Also, is Austin Reeves worth keeping? Glover channel and happy to support. Well, thank you again. I appreciate you, Melvin. So first part of the question, Bol Bol. There is a version of Bol Bol that is terrifying, right? There is a version of Bol Bol where that guy is like a 28-3 guy and is shooting 40% from three and is blocking 2 or 3. There is a version of Bol Bol that is like a poor man's AD, right? Or Timu version of AD, whatever, Wish version of AD. I just don't think he's going to get there, right? Like, you watch moments in games with Bol Bol and you're like, dude, that guy might be the best player in the league. Like, he was doing things that people are like, we've never seen before with Wemby. Like, people are like, oh man, Wemby's the first one to ever do that. It's like, did you not watch Bol Bol in his breakout year with Orlando when everyone's talking about him being the next great superstar? Like, the dude was like otherworldly at times. It's just, he just doesn't have the motor. He doesn't have the work ethic. He doesn't have the attitude. I think he's content with just kind of being around. And I just don't think the Lakers can, like, if you sign, like, hey, we need somebody to fill in the 14th roster spot, sign Bol Bol to a vet minimum, perfect. Right? Let's say the Lakers get Ayton and then whatever, Al Horford, right? And it's like, hey, we could use a third big, sign Bol Bol, fine. But if you're looking for Bol Bol to be like a primary piece, I don't know. I don't know if the Lakers can risk it. Right? I don't think the Lakers are in a position to risk it. Right? Like, if LeBron James is like, I want out, and the Lakers are going to have to kind of retool for a year, then sure, take a flyer on him and see if you can kind of fix him. Right? But if you're like, hey, we need to try to win it, I personally would stay away from Bol Bol unless it's like we need to fill the 14th roster spot, right? We have one more spot open, we got to fill it, right? If it's something like that, then yeah, sure. As for Austin Reeves, is he worth keeping? I mean, yes, but it depends on the price, right? Like, is he worth almost $50 million a year? Absolutely not. Is he worth like 25 to 30 million? Sure. Right? Like, I think if you can keep him, right? My problem with Austin Reeves is I don't know. You need the right. Can you win with Luka and Austin Reeves? Sure. Right? But you need the exact right players around those two. And you also need Austin Reeves to stop disappearing in the playoffs. Right? I mean, we torched D'Angelo Russell for basically going ghost in the playoffs. Austin Reeves does it, and everyone makes excuses for him. And now he wants potentially $50 million a year. It's crazy. No, he's not worth that. You trade him immediately if that's what he wants. But if he's like, hey, I don't think he'd get that on the open market. But if he's like, hey, give me $30 million a year, then sure, keep him, see what it looks like for a year. If it doesn't work out, you can always trade him. And at like $30 million, I think he'd be very tradable. Right? I like Austin Reeves. I think he's an excellent player. I think he is a blue chip role guy to all-star level player. I don't think he's a superstar. I don't think he's the second best player on a title team. I think he's a guy. Now, could he continue to get better? Sure. Could that opinion change? Sure. But again, what do you do when it matters? What do you do when it counts? Austin Reaves could average 50 points, 50 rebounds, and 50 assists in the regular season. The Lakers could go 82-0. And then if we get to the playoffs and Austin Reaves is unplayable again, then who cares? Right? Great stats. Awesome. Glad you won the MVP and had an excellent individual season. But you did nothing for the Lakers. Right? Golden State set the wins record. And guess what? Lost the championship. And no one cares. No one cares. Right? Because you didn't win. You didn't get that ring. Right? What did Chicago do? They got that ring. So, again, it just Austin Reaves can have an amazing season this year, and I'm still going to question, what does he look like come playoff time? How does he look come playoff time? That's my big problem, right? Like, it's concerning, but appreciate you, Melvin, again. And Dundada. I hope I said that correctly. I think that, yeah, Dundada. Trade for Kessler, 1,000%. I am probably like the biggest go get Walker Kessler advocate that there is. Like, for 3 years now, I've been talking about going and getting Walker Kessler. Problem is, I just don't know if Utah is going to trade him. And if they do, I don't know if the Lakers have enough assets to go trade him. Now, could they get creative and trade a bunch of guys to go do a bunch of different things? Sure. I just don't think it's and it's not one of those, like, because I hear all the time, like, people are like, oh, Danny Ainge will never help the Lakers. He's done it 3 different times. Like, Lakers have made more trades with Danny Ainge the last 3 years than anybody else. So it's nothing to do with that. It's just Danny Ainge. One, I don't even know why Utah wants to trade Walker Kessler. It makes no sense to trade Walker Kessler for them. I mean, you're talking about literally the best defensive center in basketball last year. I mean, Wemby, yes, he probably would have won Defensive Player of the Year, but Walker Kessler was actually better in several categories than Victor Wembanyama, right? So I don't know why they want to trade him, but if there is any chance of you getting him, even if you sign Ayton, if there is any chance of you getting Walker Kessler, you go get Walker Kessler. I would basically trade whatever you have to trade to go get Walker Kessler personally. That's just me. But we will see. But again, appreciate you. Thank you so much, Super Chats. All right, let's get back to the regular chat till some more trickle in. Let's see, where was I? Here we go. I really like the Jake move. That's not why I'm mad. I'm mad that Rob is punting 2 years, and the way he can save free agency is get Ayton and Melton. If he does, I'll give him a little pass. Again, I don't think he's punting. I think it is what he wants to make moves that still maintain flexibility, right? So again, think Andrew Wiggins, 2-year deal, expires in 2027. Ayton's probably getting a 2-year deal, expires in 2027. Like, I think the moves that they're going to make are going to line up to that timeline. And you got so 2026 makes no sense, because originally the reports were 2026, right? And then it was like, oh no, it's 2027. 2026 made 0 sense. The only guy that was like, okay, the Lakers could get is Triple J. But I think, again, you probably could have gotten Triple J regardless, right? But you look at 2026, I think it's like Jokic and Giannis and a bunch of other huge names that LeBron probably retires at that point. So Lakers aren't going to do anything, just a lie as long as they carry Jeannie Buss's baggage. They're going to lose and nothing forward press with the new owners, with the Dodgers. They're not. I mean, they already did something today. So, I mean, you can't say they're not going to do anything when they already did something. But are they going to do the big sexy moves? I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Time will tell. Ayton, Drummond, DeAndre Jordan's still in the league. I know he is, but no, yeah, stay away from DeAndre Jordan. Ayton, I wouldn't hate Drummond. He's cheap. He's an excellent backup. Is Ayton coming like Kyrie was coming? Again, big difference. Kyrie was traded, not a free agent. 2, Lakers have the money to sign Ayton. Lakers didn't have the money to sign Kyrie Irving. These are very different circumstances. There's free agents, and then there's these things that are called contracts, and these guys get signed to these contracts, and then you can't just steal the contract. You have to actually pay to get the contract. It's this weird system in sports. I know it's crazy. It's crazy to think, Casey, but yeah, great comment. We want to position ourselves for Luka's co-star 2 full years from now is a truly insane message. I know the point is to remain employed, Rob, but that's diabolical. I think it depends on what he does. Right? Again, if he just kind of runs it back, then yes, it's delusional. But if he goes and makes the moves necessary and they just line up with 2027, then sure. Right? It makes sense. Because if you have a bunch of cap space, you can always retool it again. Right? So, and again, after a couple years, unless you win 2 straight championships, you're probably gonna have to retool anyway. So I don't hate the thought of, hey, let's be mindful of LeBron might retire. And because you got to keep in mind, Luka's new extension is probably only going to be 3 years, right? Because once he gets to 10 years, he can sign a new contract and get, I think it's like 35% of the cap or something like that, right? So you got to keep in mind, you don't want to be stuck in it. It's not even just about getting Luka a co-star. It's also about, you don't want to be stuck in a position to where Luka's looking like, look at Milwaukee with Giannis. Giannis is probably leaving, because Milwaukee's not going to be able to fix the issues that they need to fix. Lakers don't want to be in that position. What you want to be is going into Luka's final year on that new 3-year extension. You can now, like LeBron leaves, everyone leaves. Hopefully you've won a championship by then. And then you can go and sign, Jokic or whatever. And it's like, hey, let's go try to win another one, right? Like that's the idea, right? And if it doesn't work out, if you can't get another star, then maybe you can get a couple high-end pieces, which Luka has shown that he can do that. Let's see. Jordan Clarkson was bought out, and folks already know where he's going. Why don't we know about Ayton yet? I mean, he has different representation. There's a million things, right? Lakers might have something in the works. You got to keep in mind, Lakers are trying to make trades too. Lakers might have something in the works where they don't want information out yet. Right? Like if a team knows like you're going to get Ayton, right? Then, that could impact things, because they might look and go, oh no, now you're going for but if it's kind of up in the, like, hey, they might lose it. Like there's a million things. You don't know what the other side of that phone is thinking. You don't know what those conversations are that are being had. There could be a million reasons. The agent might not want it public yet until, Lakers do anything. Maybe they've had conversations and the Lakers are like, hey, we're going to go get this guy. And maybe Ayton's like, okay, if you get that guy, I'll sign with you. Right? Like that. Again, there could be a million reasons. Just because, look, Jordan Clarkson also doesn't really have a market. They've been trying to trade Jordan Clarkson for years. And all the reports came out were like, no one's even calling for him. Right? So he's, of course, the first team that was like, hey, we'll take you. He's, of course, going to go to. Ayton still has several options, right? So, again, there's a lot of things you keep in mind. Where was I? Damn, we really couldn't get Taurean or Trent. I'm fine with that. I would have liked Gary Trent. Taurean Prince, he could have stayed. Gary Trent, sure, he would have been nice, but if you can get Ayton, Melton, and maybe like a Nick Richards from Phoenix, yeah, that'd be something like that would be great. Let's see. Yo, what's going on, Joseph? We can get this new ownership fast enough. Look, the new owners want to keep them in office for a couple years. Tyler, why did they sign Laravia before securing Ayton first? Now what's left with the office? Again, my guess is they know he's coming and they know he's going to sign for that $8 million. It's the only reason you do that. Again, like I was talking about this earlier, there is zero chance that you are signing Laravia to that contract and ruining your chances of getting DeAndre Ayton. So my guess is they know he's coming and they know that they're going to get Ayton. I think a trade is coming and get Ayton and Bobo. It's a very real possibility. Very, very real. Yes, Emoni Bates. I would love to get him. Yes, I think the Lakers, again, he's one of the guys I'd love to see the Lakers go and get. Go get Emoni Bates. He's an unrestricted free agent, still young, has a ton of upside. What is he? Isn't he like, 22? I wouldn't mind a Jabari Walker. There's a couple like just young free agents right now that have a world of upside that I would love it. He's 21. Emoni Bates is 21. He's even younger than I thought. He'll be 22 halfway through the season. Yeah, go get Emoni Bates. Jabari Walker, like I mentioned, he's 22. Go get one of those guys. Let's see. Um, Stop it until Rob's gone. We're gonna suck. I mean, Rob Pelinka won a championship. Like he built a championship team. Once we get Ayton, we're good. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Just again, it's frustrating. Got to remain patient, right? Like, let's wait and see what the end result is before we just jump to, oh, the season's over, right? Like, all of a sudden, again, Lakers end up landing 4 or 5 guys, and we're like, oh, okay. Still a lot of free agents out there. And the main guys that the Lakers want are still available. It'd be different if Ayton went and signed with like Milwaukee. It's like, oh, well, there goes that. Oh, Melton signed with, back with Golden State. It's like, oh, there goes that. Like, all the guys that the Lakers want are all still available. So that's good. Let's see. Lakers have been trash without Magic Lee. I disagree. Magic was terrible. I mean, he just like let players go without getting anything back. I mean, Ivica Zubac, right, is a great example of that. I mean, the Lonzo situation, I know a lot of people blame Magic for. I don't really blame Magic for the Lonzo situation because, I mean, that was a no-brainer. Homegrown kid, one of the biggest, if not the biggest star in college, point guard. Like, that made too much sense. But Magic was arguably worse than Rob Pelinka, man. Magic was not great. He just wasn't around long enough to know or not. Let's see. If Lakers miss out on Ayton, they should trade LeBron. Yeah. Honestly, if they miss out on Ayton, I think they're in trouble. And I think at that point LeBron probably has to leave. But again, it might be in the Lakers' best interest just to trade LeBron regardless. I don't necessarily want, especially if you can get the pieces you want. Like, if you can get Ayton, you can get like a Wiggins, choosing him an example. Go get DeAnthony Melton and like an Imani Bates, right? I would keep LeBron and see what you could do. But there is an argument, no matter what, to trade LeBron and kind of like, because again, one of the biggest arguments I think that there is to see what Austin Reeves and Luka look like before you might make the mistake of paying Austin Reeves. I think there's several arguments, but I think that might be the biggest, right? Like, trade LeBron, get what you can, let him go where he wants. And then, like, what does Luka and Reeves look like? Are they good enough? Like, because, if you're like the 2 seed with Austin Reeves and Luka as like your 2 main guys, right? And then, but what happens if you're the 11th seed, right? And it's like, time to trade Reeves, right? So I'd kind of rather figure that out now before the Lakers make the mistake of like, oh, we just gave Austin Reeves $50 million. Let's see. Tyler, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is LeBron likely to leave? I think it's like a 2 or a 3. I don't think he's going to leave. I really don't. I mean, I said it even when the reports came out. Like, I don't think he's going anywhere. He didn't, from the beginning, he didn't come to the Lakers just for basketball reasons, right? Like, there was like several teams that he could have went to and probably won multiple championships already. He came to the Lakers because his sons wanted to go to school here. His wife wanted to live out here. He wanted to grow, businesses and all that stuff for life after basketball because he didn't know how much longer he was going to play. Like, he didn't come to LA just for basketball reasons. I mean, at the time, he was better off going to the Clippers even, right? Like, it's painful as that would have been, right? Like, I mean, there were several teams that he could have went to that were in much better position than the Lakers to win championship. He could have stayed. He's probably better off staying out east, right? If he went to one of the top teams in the East, nobody's beating him at that time. He was running through everybody in the East. Right? The Eastern Conference was the LeBron James Conference. Right? He went there because he wanted to be in LA. His family wanted to be in LA and all that stuff. I don't think any of that has changed. I mean, look, if the Lakers basically stand pat, then maybe that changes things. But if the Lakers do a half decent thing, I don't think he goes anywhere. I mean, and even Rich Paul came out and said Lakers and LeBron haven't even thought or discussed any type of trade or move or anything like that. I don't think he just said that LeBron's kind of keeping an eye on it because he wants to win. Which honestly probably hurts the Lakers more than him just keeping his mouth shut, right? And that's what frustrates me more than anything. Like, if you feel that way, that's fine, right? Keep that to yourself, because you just like LeBron made making trades so much harder. Because now what is every team going to say? If you don't do this, LeBron might leave. Oh, hey, you need a Andrew Wiggins. Hey, LeBron left us. You don't think he'll leave you? Right? Like, of course, everyone's going to say that. Now the price just went up because Rich Paul had to come out and say LeBron might request a trade. And what is all the conversation right now? That LeBron is going to get traded, that he's leaving, blah, blah. Is he going to Cleveland? Is he going here? Right? Like, again, if that's true and LeBron is considering asking a trade and wants to, then that's fine. You do that, right? But you keep that to yourself so that way, Lakers can make moves without getting extra gutted. Teams already want to gut them and they want to make it worse. Also, if I'm the Lakers, like, you have to talk to, like, I hope that they already have. You have to talk to LeBron. There is no way I'm making if I'm Rob Pelinka, I am not making a single move until I know for sure you're staying or going. I'm not playing because it makes no sense to play that game. Because if the Lakers go and make a bunch of moves to try to keep LeBron, and then LeBron goes, I don't like those moves. They could be great moves, right? Great moves. Right? Like, Lakers could go and sign Ayton, go trade for Andrew Wiggins, go get a Nick Richards, sign DeAnthony Melton, and all of that, right? Let's say it goes like best case scenario for the Lakers right now, right? And we get everything that we want. What if LeBron looks at that and goes, I don't like any of those moves, and he just leaves? It's like you did all these moves for nothing. You were better off just like trading LeBron, and not just that, like if he goes to Cleveland, getting Ayton doesn't make sense because you would get a Jared Allen in the deal, right? Like, so if I'm Rob Pelinka, I need to know, like, are you committed or are you not? Because if you're not committed, then that's fine. That's fine. Where do you want to go? We'll trade you, right? Where would you like to go? We'll trade you to that place, right? You can't play the game because, again, all of a sudden you start making trades and what happens if the Lakers go and trade for Nick Claxton and give up all their assets for Nick Claxton, and then LeBron James goes, I don't like Nick Claxton as our starting center. Get me out of here. And you just traded all of your assets to get a guy that, yes, would probably still be great, but like you got him with LeBron in mind and the switchability and the defense. You might have not have gotten him. You might have just went with Ayton for a year and then accumulated some assets and made another move, right? Like, that's my concern. My frustration, and again, I'm not like I'm a LeBron guy. I love LeBron. LeBron's great. But like Rich Paul coming out and saying the things that he said hurts the Lakers badly. Right? Like, it does. Like, that's the reality. Look, I defend LeBron all the time. I'm on record saying that I believe LeBron James is the GOAT. Guess what? Right? He just hurt the Lakers badly. For a guy that wants the Lakers to contend, you just made things harder for Rob. Right? Like, sometimes the best thing to do is just keep your mouth shut. Right? Let's see. Is it panic time? No, not at all. Again, all the guys that the Lakers want are still available. Right now, if those guys all got signed, then yes, I would feel very different. Let's see. Shaking my head, all the patient bullshit you up here preaching. Come on, Tyler, you my guy. But enough is enough. This has got to end. So what would you prefer? Would you prefer that the Lakers just go make hasty trades and stuff? Right? Are you some? Okay. Were you happy that the Lakers signed Timothy Mozgov and Luol Deng because they did something? Or were you in the mind of like, they shouldn't have done that? What happens if there was nothing available other than that? Would you still have been like, hey, go get Luol Deng and Timothy Mozgov because at least you did something? Like, no trade is better than a bad trade, right? I understand as fans, we want things done. We want that. But patience is everything. Like, you go and sell the farm for a Nick Richards and now you don't have anything else to do, and now you can't do anything. Like, that doesn't fix the Lakers, right? And then now what happens? Now everybody that's like, Lakers need to do something. Lakers need to do something. Lakers need to do something. Now they're all, oh, Lakers are trash. This is why Rob sucks. Get rid of Rob. Like, again, so what do you want? Do you want the Lakers to do something, or do you want to be patient and have them do something correctly? Because Rob Pelinka could just go do something, right? Like, Rob Pelinka did do something, right? Like, again, patience is important. Patience is important. Right? It's not BS. It's the facts. It's the reality. Right? Rob Pelinka was patient and got Luka Doncic. right? Like, what happens if he goes and makes a bunch of trades and now he's not capable of trading Luka or trading for Luka, right? Like, sometimes the patient route is the best route. Mate, you go and trade and sell the farm for Nick Claxton. Now what? Now what? So yeah, great. We got Nick Claxton, but you lost Dorian Finney-Smith. Now you signed DeAnthony. Like, no. Look what patience got. 2 days ago, what happens if the Lakers went and sold the farm for Nick Claxton and DeAndre Ayton would have been available? Would you have criticized the Lakers, or would you have been like, hey, at least you did something, great job? Like, no, everyone would have been like, dude, this is why Rob sucks. He ends up selling the farm for Nick Claxton when we could have just waited and gotten Ayton. Again, it's a catch-22. No matter what he does, he's wrong, right? No, be patient. He's patient. What happens? All of a sudden, DeAndre Ayton becomes available, who is arguably the best center we could get, right? I mean, I think he is, as far as like upside and talent goes, right? So again, it's just patience is everything. What happens if 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whatever, what happens if Rob Pelinka went and let's say he traded for Nick Richards and Nick Claxton after the draft, right? We still have other needs besides the center position, but now he can't trade for anybody. Now we're stuck. That's it. That's all we're getting. And then it's free agencies. What would we have all been saying as soon as Ayton became available? Why did Rob Pelinka trade for Nick Claxton and Nick Richards when we need an Andrew Wiggins type of play? Oh, and now the Lakers just lost Dorian Finney-Smith. So now we really need an Andrew Wiggins. And now, because Rob Pelinka wasn't patient, now we can't get DeAndre Ayton, and you could have used your assets. It's silly. Again, look, I appreciate you. I mean, you and me are always talking, and always in the comments. I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm speaking generally, because I see this comment a lot, right? I see a lot of comments from people that are like, oh, you're preaching patience. It's nonsense. It's like, no, patience is the correct approach. Rob, one of the biggest problems with Rob early on was he was impatient. He made a lot of haste decisions because he wasn't patient. And in the moment, we're all like, yes, this is the greatest, blah, 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 blah. And then it doesn't work. And we're all like, Rob Pelinka's trash, get rid of him. Patience is important. You want to wait for the right moves, the right deals, right? You want to do something, but you got to do something. Anyway, great comment. EE coming in hot $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. New York and Cavs. How many years of contention on their roster? Why would they risk with probably 1 year LeBron rental? I don't see the trade market in the East. So the Cavs make more sense than the Knicks, right? Because they are probably still the best team in the Eastern Conference. They really need that guy to put it all together for them. LeBron can be that guy, without a doubt. LeBron James also doesn't have to be the best player, because you have Donovan Mitchell and you have Evan Mobley. But for the Cavs, it makes sense for now and the future, right? Because they're in like purgatory right now, right? What happens if they fizzle out again early, right? They're stuck. Like, yeah, you could trade Darius Garland and stuff like that, but you got to make the right moves. If you do this, it gives you a chance to go for it this year in a wide open East. And then LeBron's probably not leaving in a year, but let's say he does. Well, now you get off all that money rather than you're in a long-term deal with, a Darius Garland and Jared Allen. Right? Well, now you can move Evan Mobley to the 5, which is what they want to do anyway, which is why they were shopping Jared Allen. And then, Darius Garland just doesn't really make a ton of sense alongside Donovan Mitchell, right? Like it gives them the financial flexibility to where if you win a championship, great. Now you look like geniuses. LeBron did it again. Oh my goodness. If it doesn't work, then it's like, okay, we still have Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, and now we can retool around them because now we have all the cap relief. That's why you do it. The Knicks would probably do it just because it's the Knicks and they, having LeBron. I mean, having like, I could see the Knicks doing it just for like financial gains, right? Like, honestly, I could see them. And look, Knicks would still be a great team. Like, let's say they do OG Anunoby, and I don't think you're not getting rid of Karl Anthony Towns. If I was them, I'd try to keep. Problem is, you'd have to probably do Mikal Bridges. You probably have to do something like Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, right? But you get LeBron. You have LeBron, Brunson, and Josh Hart, and sign a couple guys. Like, Again, it doesn't make sense for me with the Knicks. Like, I think the Knicks would be foolish to do it, but they'd still be a really good team. You still have LeBron that can maybe put you over the top. You're just in the conference finals. Mikal Bridges was inconsistent last year. OG, was really good, but he's not LeBron. Like, LeBron would be your best player. Like, literally, like, he'd be the best player on that team. So I think from a financial standpoint, which we know the Knicks owner likes to make decisions based on money. And I just think from, an argument standpoint of like, is this a good move? It's like, well, at least we're probably the best team in the East. And you kind of make that one push. And again, and then you get the flexibility. But personally, if I'm the Knicks, I wouldn't do it. I would, if I'm the Cavs, I think it makes sense. If I was the Cavs, I'd probably consider it, right? But if you're the Knicks, I don't think you do it. And that would have to be like a multi-team deal. Because one, Lakers can't take on Darius Garland. It doesn't make sense. And two, you would need a third or fourth team anyway to get it done. Styler, yes, what's going on? Appreciate you. How are you, Laker Nation? Let's see. Nothing has gotten done since Kobe's last year. Nothing. Oh my God, what are y'all watching? Sad now, man. I mean, Lakers won a championship in 2020. That wasn't before Kobe's last year. I mean, LeBron came 2 years after Kobe's last year, right? So Kobe's last year happened, and then LeBron came 2 years later. Anthony Davis came 3 years later, and the Lakers won a championship that year. So I mean, I disagree. A lot has happened since then. And Lakers probably, like, people forget, Lakers probably go back to back if they weren't just like decimated by injuries. Lakers were once again, the following year of the bubble, were once again the best team in the league. Dennis Schroeder, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis had the best plus minus, but they were a plus 11 on the court together as like big threes go amongst the league. They were once again like running through the league. And then everybody got hurt. LeBron was on one leg. Anthony Davis got hurt when the Lakers were up 2-1 against the Phoenix Suns. Looked like they were going to go up 3-1. Then Anthony Davis goes down. LeBron James one leg. Andre Drummond, he was hurt, right? He was averaging a double-double and was actually really good for the Lakers. And then he ended up getting hurt. It was a little awkward because they were trying to make it work with Anthony Davis, but he was still averaging a double-double. And then he got hurt. Dennis Schroeder got COVID, came back, and was never the same. Right? Like go look up his production pre-COVID and after COVID. Like it was night and day. Like he had to keep going to the doctor because he was having respiratory issues and all kinds of stuff. Otherwise they probably would have went back to back. Now Gary Trent stayed with Milwaukee. Let's see. Mr. As it stands, Nico is 10 times the GM Rob has or ever will be. Thoughts? I mean, he traded Luka Doncic. Look, I understand he got Cooper Flag and all that stuff. And look, I think the Mavs are like, they're a team to kind of keep an eye on. Right? If Kyrie comes back and he's healthy, and I think D'Lo was the best signing that they could have made. I think that was a huge move for them. But Nico's not better than Rob. Like, again, Rob Pelinka's won a championship. Do you know how many GMs have done that in this league? There's not very many. I mean, even Sam Presti, who people think is the greatest GM ever, just won a championship. He's been a GM for the Thunder for like 20 years and has never won a championship. Like, there's a lot of Rob Pelinka, there's a lot of things to criticize Rob Pelinka about, but again, he's had his successes. More success than a lot of teams. There's teams that have still never even been to a finals. Like, what's up, Tyler? How are you feeling after today? I mean, obviously frustrated, right? I would have liked to have some things done, but again, all the guys that the Lakers wanted are all still there. So I am let me rephrase it. After the Ayton announcement, okay, it's nothing. I was just making sure. I gotta like keep an eye on my phones and everything to make sure that nothing crazy happens. But yeah, I'm excited, right? I'm just kind of anxious. It's probably a good word for it. I'm anxious. Like, I want something to happen already. Like, can we get something to happen? Like something big. Luka and LeBron will miss time with injuries next year, which is why Austin Reeves is good, right? I actually made a video not like a month ago about arguing. I made a video about arguing why we should trade Austin Reeves, and then I made a video arguing why we should keep Austin Reeves. And one of my big points as to why to keep Austin Reeves is for that very reason. Austin Reeves is a guy that plays, 75 to 82 games a season, and is a guy that has shown the ability to win games essentially by himself. I mean, he's won games against like Boston and stuff where he didn't have his 2 stars. So there is an argument to be made to keep Austin Reeves for that reason. So yeah, it's just things to kind of keep in mind. Can we get Quincy? I thought he was pretty good. I don't mind Brandon and Quincy Olivari, especially if they do end up trading Connect. Like Quincy has the potential to kind of fill that shooter void, that shooter role. Supposedly we were waiting for 2020. No, they're not like that's the thing. They're not waiting. Like they're still going to make moves. They just want whatever the moves are to give them flexibility for 2027. So again, think Andrew Wiggins, think if they sign Ayton, it'll be a 2-year deal, like things like that. It's not like they're just going to stand pat and give it and wait till 2027. No, they're still going to make moves. Just the moves that they make, they want it to line up with 2027. Get Wiggins and Ayton, then trade Jarrett Allen and another player with picks. I mean, if you're going to get Ayton, then I don't think you should trade for Jarrett Allen personally, because Ayton's not going to come to Lakers to come off the bench, and then you're not going to trade for Jarrett Allen, his long-term money and stuff, to have him come off the bench. But yeah, can Lakers still get Ayton? Yes, absolutely. Lakers currently constructed still have very little defense. That's my biggest concern. Even if they get Ayton, they need to start rounding out with some athletic defensive pieces. Let's see. LeBron might ask out. It's a possibility for sure. Definitely can't rule it out. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's definitely a possibility. What can the Lakers show Luka that would convince him to sign an extension? I think he signs the extension no matter what. Just because again, like he needs to get that like tenure. Like obviously he could do it elsewhere, but I don't think he's going to leave the Lakers immediately. I think if anything, he'll stay a year or two and then depart. So I think he's signing the extension regardless. But I think if you're the Lakers, like you don't want to take that risk. You got to make some moves. You got to do some things. I think look, if you get Ayton, you have a good free agency. I think that convinces them. You have a month. Tyler, my same reaction. Yeah, exactly. We ain't fully cooked yet, but we in the crack pot. I like that. I like that one. Let's see. Lakers have one move, trade Luka and AR now. Tell LeBron to pick a team and tank this season. They'll get draft picks and some players to get through the season. I disagree. I mean, again, all the guys that the Lakers want are still available, right? DeAndre Ayton, DeAnthony Melton, right? And the beauty is, here's the thing. We were supposed to, a couple days ago, like I think people forget, a couple days ago, the Lakers were going to have to trade their assets to go get a center. And it was like, can we find wings on the free agency market? Problem is, there's not really great wings on the free agency market. So what do we do? Are we going to be able to build a good enough roster? Yeah, we'll get the center position resolved. But what about the perimeter? Well, guess what? Now the Lakers don't have to trade for a center. I mean, they can still trade for a backup, but it's not going to cost them their picks or anything like that. So now you can use that to go get the perimeter help. Like, this is actually better for the Lakers than what it was 3 days ago. Like, Lakers are in a better position now than they were 3 days ago because they now could get the best center available. Nuggets also have full MLE available after trading Michael Porter Jr., if I'm not mistaken. I think something like that. I think they do too. I saw. I don't know how they got Bruce Brown. I don't know if they used some of that money to go get him. I just saw the report. I didn't like heavily dive into it, but Denver's the one that I think is like made some real. Like I think those are some huge moves. Yeah, I think Denver's a problem for sure. Again, like I said, they're not waiting till the summer of 2027. They're willing to make moves. They're willing to make trades. Also, the front office didn't say anything. Reporters said stuff. again, how often are those reporters wrong? More often than not, they're wrong, right? So again, like people, I see this a lot, and it does. It drives me crazy. It's not just you, Mike. I see this a ton, and it drives me insane. There will be a report that comes out, right, of like Lakers, Lakers are going to, Lakers see Austin Reeves or Lakers Austin Reeves is untouchable or whatever. And people are like, oh, they already said they're never going to trade Austin Reeves. Lakers didn't say anything. Reporters that talk to people familiar with the situation or an anonymous executive from another team or the janitor or whatever, they said to that reporter that this was what the truth is, right? Whether that's true or not. Again, like that matters. That's important, right? Because again, more often than not, reporters are wrong, right? Like I say it all the time. Right? You have to take all these reports with a grain of salt, right? I talk a lot of trades. I mean, a lot, right? I talk about players. It's a fan channel. I'm a fan, talk and have conversations as a fan, make these videos, but I say it all the time. Like take this stuff with a grain of salt. Take these reports as don't buy too much into these reports because more often than not, there's several sources and each source has a different report that conflicts with the other. It's like they can't all be right? Like we heard for months that Lakers were trying to get X, Y, and Z player. And then Jake Fisher came out and was like, no, all that stuff was overblown. Lakers never even reached like John Collins. We got reports that Lakers talked to Atlanta and was actively trying to trade for John Collins. And then Jake Fisher came out. I think it was Jake Fisher came out and was like, that never happened, right? Like, so, okay, so somebody's lying. Somebody's wrong. Again, the Lakers didn't say, one, you're wrong about like them waiting. They're not just going to stand pat and do nothing, right? Like, they just want whatever moves they make to line up with 2027. Like, Andrew Wiggins, again, I keep using that as an example because I think it's a great example. His contract expires in 2027, right? Moves like that. They're not going to go and do a trade for whatever, I don't know, somebody that has, unless it's a star, obviously, but they're not going to go and sign somebody that has 4 years on their deal, right? Like, that's just not what they're looking to do right now. And again, the Lakers didn't say they were waiting. Reporters said that they believe the Lakers are waiting. That's a huge difference. Thank you. I appreciate it. Reeves sucks. Reeves doesn't suck. He's not a superstar or anything crazy like that, but like sucks is a harsh word. He's a very good basketball player. Yes, thank you so much, Emily. I appreciate you. Yes, everyone hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna go probably about 10 more minutes and then skate on enter because it is what it is like. It's almost 1:30 where I'm at. So and I still got some recording. It's gonna be a long night for me. And then once again, of course, an early morning because we're in free agency, but I love it. As much as I am like exhausted, I love it. It's fun to go through all this stuff. Sign Ayton, I believe that they will. I think they know that that's coming. Let's see. Mavs may end up winning the Luka trade. Maybe. I mean, if they win a championship, definitely an argument. I think it just depends on what, like, because like if Dallas wins a championship and the Lakers win 2 championships, then I think both sides won, right? Because Dallas got a championship, Lakers got a championship, everyone's happy. But like if Dallas never wins a championship and the Lakers win the championship, like, okay, let me put it this. If Dallas doesn't win a championship, and even if the Lakers don't win a championship, the Lakers still won the trade because you still got a guy in Luka who is, was a top 3 player in the league at the time of the trade, right? But if Dallas wins a championship and the Lakers don't, then I think there's a genuine argument. So as long as Dallas wins a championship, then yes, they either won the trade or it was a fair trade, right? Because it's like, oh, we won, they won, everyone's happy. Let's see. You can't wait till 2027. Luka might not even extend, bro. Terrible look. Again, I'm not waiting until 2027. We got Jake from State Farm. It was Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas went on like a whole rant about it. Who do you think we can get for Gabe and Rui? I don't know. I still think the Andrew Wiggins thing is probably something that could really happen. I mean, it just depends on what's out there. That's the problem. It's just, what are teams looking to do? you need to find teams that are looking for that could use kind of a vet guard or a power forward. Because Rui's probably best as a power forward, or are looking to get off a salary, right? Like, hey, this guy has whatever 30 million over the next 2 years each year, right? 30 million a year, so 60 million total. Like, we'd really like to get off of that, right? And give us that flexibility next year. Like, those are the kind of things. One of the things that I've talked about very heavily is the Lakers, arguably the Lakers' best assets are their expiring contracts. But the thing is, that's an appreciative asset, right? So the longer that they can wait, the more valuable those contracts become. Right now, those contracts aren't going to be as valuable as they will become the trade deadline. So just things to kind of keep in mind. I want Brogdon. I wouldn't mind Brogdon at all. My only Brogdon is everything that this team needs. Big, sizable, versatile guard that can shoot the three ball at high efficiency, as well as defend, essentially 1 through 3, right? Be that point of attack, all that. He is exactly what this team needs desperately. Problem is, the guy can't play more than like 20 games, right? Like that's literally my only problem with him. I would do whatever it took to get him if we knew he was good. Like, if I had a crystal ball and I knew he was going to play 60 games, I would be screaming to go get him. All right, let me do like 2 more because 1, my laptop's about to die, and 2, like I said, it's getting super late here. Western Conference stacked, and Lakers are not part of it. I mean, I still think the Lakers are top 5 team in the league right now, or in the West right now. Teams below us didn't get better. It's just the teams above us that got better. But again, we'll see. We'll see what the Lakers do. Right? Again, there's a lot that can happen between now and the start of the season. Dude, we're getting Ayton. So great. Yeah, I think Lakers are getting Ayton too. You gotta be kidding, Tyler. We still have a center. Again, let's wait and see. The guy that we need is still there. So let's wait until it's done. Let's do one more. I'm trying to find something to me. We get Ayton, we drink. Nobody's trading for LeBron. Supposedly he has no market, but anyway, I'm going to skate on out of here at that. I'll leave it there. Everyone that gave me super chats, I really appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Everybody that was just here and hung out with me and had this conversation, that was beautiful. I'll try to get back on a stream tomorrow after day 2. Try to stay on top of this stuff. But hit that like button on the way out. Please hit that subscribe button on the way out.